Do you remember this?
Want my Coke? It's okay, you can have it.
Okay.
A Coke and a smile.
I'm standing on Mount Vernon's famous Memorial Field, and I pulled together some statistics that I got out of LoHUD, the local newspaper. The mayor is interested in building a stadium here that could support 15,000 to 25,000 people with a retractable roof at a cost of $109 million, underground parking. He's got to get rid of this pile of contaminated soil behind me, which the city apparently has paid a fine of $40,000 to the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation to settle out. It's what everyone is here to hear about today. There's a budget discussion going on. As you can see, people are kind of assembling here behind me, and the mayor's going to come talk about his next year's fiscal budget, but really everybody's here to hear about Memorial Field.
And I often ask myself, why does it take so long to fix a football field? And you just look around and you see all it is about cutting the grass, fixing the track. And with respect to the stands, you have to ask the question, what happened? We paid $1.2 million to demolish the stands, but they're still standing. And this is why I am so passionate about this field. I played football here. Many of you that are here graduated on this field. And I'll never forget being told we had to go to the county center to graduate. So the year 2000 was the first year that graduations stopped happening at Memorial Field.
This is Mayor Thomas, or maybe we should call him No Dramas Thomas.
There's a state Supreme Court judge opinion that says Maureen Walker, Marcus Griffith sabotage our government. Andre Wallace unfunded many roles in the government, including police commissioner and 20 cops. These are people that are supposed to represent you. And this is why we have so much drama in government, because for some reason we haven't set aside our differences to work. My door remains open. And all I ask is for everyone to come to the table so we can get Memorial Field back. We can fix our sewers. We can fix our community, create jobs, and a much better quality of life. It doesn't require that much drama.
All right, here's the third clip in which Mayor Thomas talks about three options that he has in mind for redeveloping Memorial Field. The gentleman that's sitting to his left is a former DEP commissioner from New York City. His name is Carter Strickland, and he's with the Trust for Public Land, which is an organization that the city of Mount Vernon has joined forces with to develop its strategic plan and its budget plans around redeveloping parks and Memorial Field.
I think one of the first challenges as we set out in May of 2016 last year, when we presented the Memorial Field playbook, we have some copies over here to my right, your left, where we presented a few options for you to consider in terms of what to do with Memorial Field. The first option was do nothing. As you can see, you look around you, this is not an option. Doing nothing is not acceptable. Doing something is fixing the park, as we're trying, and we have the clearance from the DEC to start moving ahead. We expect to receive written approval sometime late next week, but once we get it, we're going to be out here clearing these weeds and trying to get the track ready for walking. It will not be an 8-lane track right away. We have to still remove that stuff over there. And there are two options that we have with the mound that is to your right, my left. We can cap it and keep it at a cost of about maybe $400,000. That's affordable. However, the question is, we didn't, based on our conversation with the state, their expectation is for us to remove it. They still gave us the option to cap it and keep it, but when you think about parking and how you have to park in the second level of Target, which is, by the way, privately owned, there's no walking bridge across the street yet, or you have to park in Best Buy's parking lot and then walk across. It's not that convenient. You get stranded. So our vision that we put forward, that the council and comptroller in my office arrived on, was to build a parking structure here and have on top of the parking structure green space that we can use, be it a handball court, be it tennis, be it something else, maybe some office spaces that we can use for recreation or the youth bureau. And in addition, build a frontage here that can have a variety of commercial activities. So on a limited scale, in the immediate future, we're looking to activate the park by bringing immediate commercial business activity here with parking, so it's convenient, so you can get to the various amenities inside the park. So we're not going to have this discussion in isolation. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about dog parks. We're going to talk about art gardens throughout the community. And we're going to have this dialogue in conjunction with Trust for Public Land. They have a great process, they have a great team, and we look forward to working with you and them as we make our parks magnificent again. So thank you, Carter.
Thank you, Mayor. And I did leave some information over there. Thank you, Mayor. If you are curious, and I'll stick around. Thank you.
That's what's happening here today. The mayor is talking about
some very bad
a new memorial field. He's all talking about two different things at the same time, I think. He's talking about replacing Memorial Field with a high-capacity stadium-like environment for 15 to 25,000 people, but he's also talking about creating a working park that people in Mount Vernon could use, maybe others, for the purposes of exercise and using as a park. So I think he's thinking about a dual-purpose type facility. What I've read in the Journal News recently is 12,000 cubic yards of soil and debris are just on the other side of that tent. What we just heard him say is that his plan is to build on top of it with a parking garage and maybe some type of landscaped green facade on top of that, and use it for multiple purposes. So it's a big, audacious goal, another one for Mount Vernon, and we'll see you next time. Listen, please put comments in the box below, whether you're looking on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, and every Sunday I do a new vlog, and on Wednesdays I do Facebook Live. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Okay.
A coke and a smile.